Way back in 2008, there was the worldwide financial crisis and the so-called credit crunch. And a company that got dragged into this and was responsible for it in many ways was a company called AIG, American International Group. And this song is about the American International Group. American International Group went belly up in 2008 and was bailed out by the US government. And the people at the top paid themselves 167 million US dollars in bonuses. So this song is about AIG and it's called Arrogance, Ignorance and Greed. And it goes like this. All I wanted was a home and a roof over our heads, somewhere we could call our own, feel safer in our beds. There was a storm of money raining down, it only touched the ground. With a loan I took, I can't repay, and the crock of gold we found. At every trough you stop to feed, with your arrogance, your ignorance and greed. I never was a cautious man, I spent more than I'm paid, but those with something put aside are the ones that you betrayed. With your bonuses and expenses, you're shoveled down your throat. Now you've bit the hand that fed you, dig on, I hope you choke. At every trough you stop to feed, with your arrogance, your ignorance and greed. You're on your yacht, we're on our knees, with your arrogance, your ignorance and greed. Toxic springs you tapped and sold, you poisoned every watering hole. Your probity you exchanged for gold. While the working man stands in line, the market sets his price. No feather bed, no golden egg, no one pays him twice. So where's your thrift and your caution, your honest, sound advice? You know you dealt yourself a winning hand and loaded every dice. At every trough you stop to feed, with your arrogance, your ignorance and greed. I pray one day we'll soon be free from your absolute indifference, your avarice, incompetence, your arrogance, your ignorance, your greed.
Rock on.
Great song, written by a bloke called Steve Knightley. Here's something quite different. One of my favourite songwriters is a bloke who I first saw in 1968 when he was with a band called Fairport Convention. This is Richard Thompson. And I first came across him in 1968. I ended up, fortunately, I met him again at the Vancouver Folk Festival in 1983, backstage. And at that point he said, you know, the only people who can make any money at this game are Led Zeppelin. I think he's doing okay now, though, Richard Thompson. Anyway, Richard Thompson is a great songwriter. I actually prefer a lot of his earlier songs, but this one is one of his later ones. It's an achingly sad song, and Richard Thompson's good at sad songs. It's from his 1988 album Amnesia, and some of you might know this one, but it's a great song. It goes like this. Well, play me a blues song, fade down the lights. I'm sad as a proud man can be sad tonight. Just let me dream on, just let me sway, while the sweet violins and the saxophones play. And miss, you don't know me, but can't we pretend that we care for each other till the band reach the end? One step for aching, two steps for breaking, waltzings for dreamers and losers in love. One step for sighing, two steps for crying, waltzings for dreamers and losers in love. They say love's for gamblers, the pendulum swings. I bet hard on love and I lost everything. So don't send me home now, put a shot in my arm, and we'll drink out all memories, and we'll drink in the dawn. Mr. Bandleader, won't you play one more time? For I've good folding money in this pocket of mine. One step for aching, two steps for breaking, waltzings for dreamers and losers in love. One step for sighing, two steps for crying, waltzings for dreamers and losers in love. You don't know me, but can't we pretend that we care for each other till the band reach the end? One step for aching, two steps for breaking, waltzings for dreamers and losers in love. One step for sighing, two steps for crying, waltzings for dreamers and losers in love. Waltzings for dreamers and losers in love.
A lovely tune.
Pretty song.
And as for something quite different, this is, and I'm going to use this instrument. This is called a button accordion. Unlike the accordions you've seen tonight, which are piano accordions, this is a button accordion. It's diatonic, and essentially, it's like a harmonica. You push and pull, it's a different note. This song is it's a ribald song, a little near the knuckle. So I hope you don't mind a little bit of stuff that's near the knuckle. A ribald song of rural seduction from Sussex in England, which probably has a Scottish origin, dating back to about 1792, when Robert Burns first published a poem called The Yellow, Yellow Yorkin, in what is now known as the Merry Muses of Caledonia. In Boston, Massachusetts in 1884, it was published as a song called Winding Up Her Little Ball of Yarn. And a musical version was popular in England in the early 1900s. And Oscar Brand, Canadian-born folk singer, recorded Little Ball of Yarn in 1949. I got this from when I was in England in 1990, and This is a blend of the versions that I know, but it's a traditional song. Anyway, it goes like this. Sunny afternoon, when the flowers were all in bloom, I was working at my old grandfather's farm, when I spied a pretty miss and politely asked her this: won't you let me spin your little ball of yarn? Then she gave me her consent, so behind the hedge we went. I promised her that I would do no harm. So I gently laid her down, and I lifted up her gown. It was then I spun a little ball of yarn. And the blackbird and the thrush, they sang out from every bush: keep your hand upon your little ball of yarn. And the blackbird and the thrush, they sang out from every bush: keep your hand upon your little ball of yarn. Well, 6 months came and passed, and 9 months came at last, and she had a little babe upon her arm. Well, I said, my pretty miss, I did not expect all this when I went and spun your little ball of yarn. Well, a few months after that, while at the garden gate I sat, when I felt a heavy hand upon my arm. A gentleman in blue, he said, son, we're after you. You're the father of a little ball of yarn. And the blackbird and the thrush, they sang out from every bush: keep your hand upon your little ball of yarn. And the blackbird and the thrush, they sang out from every bush: keep your hand upon your little ball of yarn. In Lewis jail I sit, right up to my neck in debt. I keep thinking of my old grandfather's farm, where the blackbird and the thrush, they sang out from every bush: keep your hand upon your little ball of yarn. Now you maidens young and free, hear my story, list to me. Don't be taken in by any young man's charms, like the blackbird and the thrush, and keep one hand on your bush and the other on your little ball of yarn. And the blackbird and the thrush, they sang out from every bush: keep your hand upon your little ball of yarn. And the blackbird and the thrush, they sang out from every bush: keep your hand upon your little ball of yarn. Thank you.
Woohoo! Very nice.
I should mention that the ball of yarn, ball of yarn is a symbol of virginity, and it's probably as old as spinning and weaving themselves, you know. Anyway,
not about knitting.
Not at all.
I know I'm.
Now, here's from that little bit of frivolity and fun to something a bit more serious. Probably many of you know that I'm from England, and I've got this English accent, which you can probably tell. And one of the most famous songs in England, the most patriotic song in England, is one set to a poem by a bloke called William Blake, and did those feet in ancient time. Poem by William Blake that he wrote in 1804, and it was transformed into the hymn called Jerusalem. And the music was by Hubert Parry and Edward Elgar, and that was done in 1916. And the poem hymn was inspired by the apocryphal story that a young Jesus, accompanied by Joseph of Arimathea, a tin merchant, travelled to what is now England and visiting Glastonbury during the unknown years. And Blake implies that a visit by Jesus would briefly create heaven in England, in contrast to the dark satanic mills of the Industrial Revolution. And Jerusalem is now considered to be England's most popular patriotic song. It's a fabulously inspiring song, but Britain, England in particular, has been going through some pretty bad times recently. And, whereas, up to about 40, 50 years ago, Jerusalem was a great rousing anthem for the Brits. It doesn't cut it these days. And in fact, this song I'm going to do for you is called Jerusalem Revisited. And it's a wonderful critique and a re-evaluation. And at the end, it's a rewriting of Blake's famous poem. And it goes like this. So it starts off as a critique and then it turns into the song. You probably know it. Whoops. Out there on a doomed estate, a house is burning down. Another island in a wasteland, another black spot in the town. In our homeland for the homeless live the scroungers of the land, stealing anything of value for a little cash in hand. And out there by the petrol station, somebody's stalking with a gun, head full of jagged images, somebody's crazy mixed up son. Out there someone gives the order, shoot to kill the little swine. We've got to have some law and order in this land of iniquity and crime. And we tried to build Jerusalem upon this island shore, but it seems that we've forgotten what it's for. Meanwhile, in the city, a dual finger clicks. Another zero in a total, a quick financial fix. Meanwhile, at the scrapyard, another supplementary wage, another monument to money, another symptom of the age. And as they close another factory and repossess another home, as they cut another budget, another splinter off the bone, as they waste another billion propping up a lost empire, there are clouds on the horizon and the future's in the fire. And what could have been Jerusalem is rotten to the core. Is it dark, satanic mills forevermore? And did those feet in ancient time walk on England's mountains green? And the Holy Lamb was sacrificed on every foreign field? Or was it all a faint illusion, built on centuries of war? Now all around's confusion, and the beggars at your door. And they tried to say Jerusalem's forever passed away. But tomorrow always brings another day. Bring back the voice of burning gold, stifle the silver tongues with fire. We'll join our hands across the world to reclaim what we most desire. We shall not cease from mental strife, for unity is our demand, and bound together we will ride to make this earth a promised land.
Encore!
Encore.
Encore!
Encore!
Bravo!
Encore.
Oh!
Well done, lad. Well done.
Well, now for something completely different.
Next
I'm
year,
actually going to do an
Jerusalem.
American song.
Yep.
And I'm going to do this. This one's for Don. Is Don here somewhere? Don Gilbert must be here somewhere. I'm stepping on Don's toes by doing this song, I think. Anyway, here we go. This,
Let's hear it.
he is there, yeah. This is a jazz blues song written by Hoagie Carmichael with lyrics by Stuart Gold. First recorded by Carmichael in 1930. And it's been asserted that the song was about Carmichael's sister, whose name was Georgia. But in the autobiography, he suggests that he should write a song about the state of Georgia. And jokingly volunteered the first two words, apparently. Anyway, the song has often been associated with Ray Charles. But I first heard this done by Steve Winwood in 1967, 66 in Birmingham, when he was with a band called the Spencer Davis Group. And Stephen was about the same age as me, and we used to hang about in the same clubs and things. So no, I never met him. We used to hang out in the same sort of areas. And in fact, at one point, actually we both went out with the same girl at one point, Steve Winwood and myself. Anyway, his version of this song, I think, is the classic. I think it's better than Ray Charles. Sorry, Don, but I think it's better than Ray Charles. 1979, the state of Georgia designated this song its state song, the official state song. So I think you know what it's going to be. It goes like this. Georgia, ah Georgia, no peace I find. It's just an old sweet song, keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia, yeah, ah, Georgia, a song of love comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pine. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly, still in peaceful dreams I see the road that leads back to you. Georgia, Georgia, a song of love comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pine. The arms reach out to me. The eyes smile tenderly. Still and peaceful dreams I see. The road leads back to you. Georgia, yeah, Georgia, a song of love comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pine. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind.
Oh, that was beautiful. Yeah, really nice.
Thank you, guys.
Great closer. That was really nice set, Graham. Thank you so much. And
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. Cheers.
Charles will put it on on YouTube for us, so we'll get to enjoy it again.